What in tarnation?
Howdy folks, this is Applegeek, and here we are again with another episode, and unfortunately this is another one that's going to be a little bit late. It is now late Saturday night. I am finally getting around to watching the episode. Unfortunately, I was out of town at another event here most of the day today, so yeah, I couldn't get to it till now. But I should have this done and uploaded by sometime tomorrow, Sunday, so it will be done this weekend, unlike the last one, which took almost an entire week longer than it should have. So, alright, without further ado, let's get this episode rolling. Episode 15, starting now. Got a celebration of some sort here.
Are the flowers in place?
Interesting
By which I mean completely
banner.
out of view.
Completely out of view.
I'm pretty sure dragons don't like flowers.
Dragon? Wait, what?
Fire flame of friendship.
What?
Still flaming?
Is Ember coming?
Spike, everything looks great. You're getting yourself worked up for no reason.
I have lots of reasons. In fact, I wrote them down.
Please tell me Ember's
Hanging around
coming in
Twilight
this.
for too long.
Reason number one. I invited Dragon Lord Ember to Ponyville today. Reason two, the Dragon Lord is a dragon. Reason three, he's
Yes!
coming here to learn more about friendship.
According to Ember's letters, the dragons are trying to be friends, but competing is in their nature, and it's leading to more and more fights.
Which brings me to reason number four. The Dragon Lord wants my advice.
D-
And as the new official equestrian friendship ambassador to the dragons, I can't let her down.
I know you feel a lot of pressure.
Way to go, Spike.
But you got this, Spike.
Yes!
I just want things to be perfect.
Wait, whoa!
Thorax! You're in Ponyville!
Of course I am, silly. You invited
Yep.
me, and I'm not one to back out of an invitation. Hey, Twilight. Hey, Starlight.
Hey!
Ooh,
What is he
I
doing?
can't believe you did all this for me.
Oh no.
Off the stage. What's this flame thingy? Oh, that's pretty.
Uh-oh.
You invited Thorax to Ponyville on the same day as Ember?
Apparently.
That doesn't seem like a good idea.
Oh no, he's double booked.
Send them both.
I have no idea.
Oh no. Is this really the classic double booking trope thing here? Oh my word. This is gonna go places. Ember and Thorax. I've wanted to see more of both of them, but in the same episode? It's a good thing I got this tonight, because this is gonna be good. Alright, writers, what do you got for us this time? What's the title of this?
I completely forgot.
He likes the
Thorax
flame.
said he needed to talk, and I told
Bugs
him
to
to
a
come
flame, I get it.
over. I didn't realize it was the same day I invited Ember. What am I gonna do?
Well, maybe they'll like each other.
Probably not. Ember is tough and self-assured
Triple
and intimidating.
threat Josh Hamilton.
Thorax
Okay.
is...
Spike, I'm so glad you invited me. You
Nice
are one of
sculpture of
my
Ember.
closest, nicest, most caring, most understanding friends ever. Ooh, is that ice in the shape of a dragon?
I see your point. They might not get each other.
Or
This is a new
worse,
side of
they'll hate
Thorax.
each other. And if the leader of the Changelings and the Dragon Lord get into a fight, I could be responsible for starting a war that could ruin Equestria as we know it.
Oh no, here we hypothetical scenario. Wow.
I'm sure that
There's a
will
doomsday scenario.
pull it together.
So, Thorax, everything good with you?
Well, honestly, no, not really. I have indigestion. I'm not sure if it's the new diet or stress or maybe it's both.
Here comes Ember.
Yeah, it really could be both. And it might be affecting my sleeping too. Tosser and turner.
Sounds like you really need to unwind. How about a trip to the castle? You can't miss
Why
that
is it
view.
so difficult to
Yes,
just
the castle.
explain the situation
I
to
could do a
them?
personal tour.
Oh boy.
Aren't you coming?
Yeah, I'm
I'll
just
be there in a
gonna
minute.
Grab some ice cream for us and catch up.
How have the changelings been doing, by the way? I want to know. Oh, wow.
Dragon Lord Ember! As the official equestrian friendship ambassador for the Dragon
Culture
Lord
shock.
and for Ponyville, I, Spike of Ponyville, welcome you to... Ponyville. I gotta work on my official speech.
Okay, thanks. Right,
Aw.
the hug thing.
The hug thing.
This place has a lot of colors. In the Dragonlands, everything's just rocks
Yes,
and the color
it
of
does.
ash. That's
Oh, no.
probably why. Hey, Twilight!
That might be a good indication.
Actually, I'm Starlight. Starlight Glimmer. Nice to meet you.
Oh,
I see what they
sorry.
did there.
I'm really gonna have to get used to these pony names. Lots of lights and shiny things. So where's Twilight?
She's in her castle.
We should go visit her. Part of friendship is
And the
saying
meta
hi.
continues.
Well, yeah, but... come on.
You're making weird noises. Do you have a stomachache?
I
Yeah, maybe he
feel good
does.
coming on.
Well, you know what us dragons say. Push past the pain. Now let's go.
Okay,
We
there's a
can
little
stay
gem
here.
of wisdom.
Or I could go without you.
I like her.
Twilight called that, didn't she? Sort of, in one of those hypothetical
Good.
scenarios.
They're not here.
What was that?
I said it's all clean in here. You must be hungry from your travels. Please, I'd love to present you with an official friendship welcome banquet.
Don't let her eat the castle. It's made out of crystals. What is...
So this
She's
is
eating
something
the bowl.
friends do? I can get used to this.
Actually, that's not food.
Dragons love
It is
gems.
now.
Fine, but you're telling Twilight what happened to her wall.
Did I call it or...
Just keep her here. Okay, yeah.
I didn't think she'd actually do it.
Crystal, base.
Where are you going? I thought this was an official friendship banquet.
Just gotta use a little dragon's room.
Does that wall repair itself or what?
So this is my comfy chair for fictional reads.
Okay.
This is my studying chair because the hard back keeps me awake.
Oh, Spike!
Very detailed
I'm so
tour.
glad you're here. Well, this castle visit is getting weird. Twilight really likes chairs. Oh, what happened to the ice
That's gonna be a new meme now, isn't it?
Oh, right. They ran out. Hey, I'm really sorry, but I gotta borrow Twilight quickly.
It's gonna be one huge misunderstanding, and
But we ain't
eventually
gonna talk yet.
Thorax and Ember are probably gonna finally get along just fine.
Ember's here.
I know. I saw you coming and had to distract Thorax by showing him chairs. Why did you bring Ember to the castle of all places?
I don't know. Ember was asking for you. Thorax wants to talk with
Kinda
me.
just happened.
We need to switch places. They might be getting suspicious.
All we have to do is make both Thorax and Ember feel special and keep them apart for a few more hours. We can do this.
Or you could just what?
Happening?
Uh-oh. What is what?
Yeah, it's calling you. Apparently, you also have to solve a friendship problem.
Oh my word! Oh my freaking word!
The map is calling.
This just happened. Oh!
Amazing. The map is really reaching out. Not a good time. I get it.
Spike, are you here?
Ember's eaten all of Twilight's
Wow.
decorations. Oh, hey, Twilight.
Oh my word!
Glowing map. Glowing spikes. That's not good.
I know.
I suppose. Okay, in place of the cutie mark, these spikes are quick.
Okay. To pull this off, I'm gonna need both of you to help. You two need to keep Ember and Thorax separate while I
This-
get ice cream.
You mean find the friendship problem?
Yes.
Isn't that kind of obvious what that is?
I'm under a lot of pressure.
This opens up
Friendship problem?
a lot of avenues of
Anybody got a
possibility
friendship
with the
problem
cutie
here?
map.
Any problems to solve?
Spike.
Friendship problems?
Isn't it back at the castle?
Any pony got a friendship problem here? No? Okay.
Well, I think vanilla strawberry cream is overused.
Yes! Fighting!
Spike.
I mean, what seems to be the problem?
Ember, there you are.
Okay, right. More pony hugs.
How's your trip to Ponyville so far?
Well, I'm certainly
Lots of
learning a
hugging.
lot about friendship. I had no idea it was polite to decorate your walls in your friend's favorite food.
Oh my.
Where'd Spike and Starlight go?
Again, I
feel
hope
like
there's a
I'm
spell to
being
fix
avoided.
that.
No, they're just making sure everything is perfect for your welcome party later.
Right.
In the meantime, how about I show you around town?
Sounds good. I can't exactly learn about friendship if I don't make new friends.
This is true. Comfy?
Hey, Thorax. Twilight and Spike had some boring official paperwork to deal with, so looks like you and I get to hang out. What would you like to do?
But I wanted to talk with Spike. He said he'd be right back.
Aww.
You will, but first, how about we grab a bite to eat?
Huh, well, you know, now that you've said it, I am a little hungry. Is there a dining room in the castle?
What do they eat now, I wonder?
I mean, yeah, that's castle food. If you want the good stuff, we gotta go to town.
Okay, so the castle dining room is now
That's why you
second-rate
should
food.
Never let cupcake flavors
Sure.
get in the way of your friendship.
Huh. I guess I never thought of it that way. Thanks,
Wow.
Spike.
Ah, nice little scene crossovers there.
Oh, come on, Glow!
Spike!
Nope, not
There
this
you
year.
are. Done with your boring paperwork, I see.
I am done with whatever Starlight says I was doing.
Thorax wanted to get out of the castle. I thought coming to town was a really, really great idea.
Well, maybe now we can talk.
Sure.
I'll leave you guys to it.
First of all, I want to say thank you for having me over. I'm in a bit of a
Aw.
leadership pickle, and I could use some advice.
Oh.
Well, I definitely want to help you out as quickly as possible.
Here's my problem. There's this renegade group of changelings who still feed off of love. Even though I said, hey,
Confirmed.
let's not do that anymore, they say, hey, this is how we've been doing things for hundreds of years. It's like they don't want to. Even though I'm the leader and I
Okay. We're getting a lot of information very quickly here. Ooh. There's a new dragon in town.
I am Ember, daughter of Torch, winner of the Gauntlet of Fire, and lord of all dragons.
Nice introduction.
Usually when I do that, the dragons are eager to meet me.
That's not how ponies make friends.
Ah, I get it.
No. Oh,
This
no,
is a weird
no.
friendship thing you
No,
both
no.
do,
You
right?
did not just take a muffin away from... Why? Why would you do
you guys are in
that?
town too? What are you talking
Aw.
about? You've been with me this whole time.
No, I'm Starlight.
Poor Derpy.
Right. I'm sorry, but you can't blame me. You both look and act so much alike.
And they said to me that you keep saying the same thing. You know, I think my leadership problem started in childhood.
Oh my
The
word,
rest of
this
it
is awesome.
It's a different story. And you definitely got to hear it. But the story about my brother was when I was 2. Or was I 1?
This is my seat. I saw it first.
Well, I got
Eh,
here
boy.
first.
Thorax, excuse me for a second.
Not sure I've seen that one pony before.
Ponies, please, if I may. I think I can help solve this friendship problem. You two should sit together. You both like the same place, you both ordered muffins, you're both ponies. I think if you made a little effort,
think
you'd
those are
find...
Okay.
Okay, that had to have done it. Come on, Spikes.
Nope.
Hey, that was really great advice. So, what do you think I should do?
Ember
Actually,
is going to help
Wait a minute. Allow me
Thorax
to, really come up with great
with his
advice.
leadership issues.
I'll be right back.
Great. No problem. Leave me again.
Aww.
Fine.
I'm just saying, you're both purple ponies with purple hair.
We're still going on with
Cutie
pumpkins.
marks with sparkly things.
Mine's more of a glimmer.
Oh.
Different. Oh, good. Spike, can you please tell these two I'm right? They look very similar.
Well, you know,
Is this
one
really
thing friends
important
do
right
is
now?
let something go when it's upsetting some pony else.
But I'm right. Besides, who are you to be telling me about friendship? I've barely seen you all day.
Well, I've seen you.
Are you calling me a liar?
Hey, no one yells at my friend.
Uh-oh. Ooh! Okay, problem. Big problem.
Spike, get away from the bear!
Actually, the bear is a changeling, and he's quite gentle.
Not anymore!
Oh, no. Oh, this is not good. They're about to level some buildings here.
Things are happening.
Unless Spike steps in or something. Thank you.
Back away, Spike. I'm not gonna let this dragon harm a scale on your back.
You back away! I'm not gonna let you harm him! Wait, did you say you're not gonna let me harm Spike?
Yeah.
Yeah, about that.
That's what I'm doing.
What?
Yeah, what?
Ember meet Thorax. Thorax meet Ember.
The war that pits changeling against dragon is about to begin, and it's all my fault. My
Spike.
title Equestria's friendship ambassador is a lie. Oh, hey, you guys aren't fighting?
Why would we be
Nope.
fighting?
Because I accidentally invited you both over to Ponyville on the same day?
So
So?
what?
Thank you.
No, I was trying to keep you apart because I didn't think you'd get along.
Oh, I get it. You thought he wouldn't like me just because I'm a dragon and I'm bad at friendship?
No, of course not. But
Ooh.
wait, isn't that why you're here?
I can say I'm bad at friendship. You can't say it about me. You know what? I don't want to talk about it.
That's a technicality.
Wait, please! I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. You thought I would be too soft and someone like Ember would never respect me. Just like my own changelings.
No,
Oh.
that's not it. Thorax, wait!
Oh.
Oh no, what have I done?
Wow. There's
Why
some
are you
partial
still
truths in
here?
what they've said, but Spike didn't mean it that
Because
way.
I'm having trouble leading my pack, so I don't really want to go home.
Oh.
Wait, you're in charge? Oh, boy, you need to be more assertive.
Well, that's my problem. I don't know how. I tried asking them to please follow my directions.
Where's Iron
I
Will?
even offered a prize, and then...
Shh, stop talking.
Okay.
That's how you do it.
Whoa.
Wow.
That just gave me chills.
I know you have it in you. You turned into a bear to defend Spike.
Huh. I guess I can be tough when I'm defending
Good
my
point.
friends, but when I'm just enforcing my rules, I feel unsure of myself.
There's nothing to be unsure of. You're the leader for a reason. Make a decision and let it be known that the decision is final. And if that doesn't work, turn into a bear.
Well, that's good advice.
Let's call that Plan B.
I know it is.
So, what's your deal? Why do you think you're so bad at friendship?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, you have to. How else are you gonna solve your problems?
Ooh.
Through feats of strength and fire duels, of course.
Okay.
How does that help?
Mildly impressive.
Crushing another dragon in competition establishes my dominance and makes me feel great.
But it
Right,
does nothing for
but
relationships.
How do you think they feel?
Humiliated, ashamed, they probably want to run away and bury themselves under a rock and never come out. They're probably sad, kind of low, definitely not happy.
That's because that kind of competition can divide you. And it doesn't get to the heart of the issue. Talking about your feelings does.
I think I'm allergic to feelings.
You know, you don't have to be sappy or huggy-feely about it, but you should let your friends know how you feel.
That's great.
I know where we can start.
Where? Oh, Spike. I got there.
I think they're gone. They probably never want to see me again.
Or
Or?
we'll see you now.
Guess what, Spike?
I know. I'm so sorry.
Let me talk about this. I
Okay.
feel
Don't hurt yourself.
Okay, that's a good first attempt.
Baby
Now,
steps.
Maybe try to be more specific.
I'm upset.
You have every right to be.
I know I do. And I know I need to tell you how I feel because my friend Thorax said it would make me feel better. And it does.
Yeah, and I have no problem telling you what you did was wrong because my friend Ember is helping me be more assertive.
Wow.
Nice.
You
See,
guys
what were you
should be
afraid
with
of?
me. I was so worried about how it could go wrong, I didn't even think about how it could go right. Can you forgive me?
I really do feel better. So
Twilight kind of made
yeah,
the same
I'm
mistake.
good.
Me too.
Aww. There you go.
It's finally happened!
Attaboy,
Solved the
Spike.
friendship problem!
Actually, you created the friendship problem by not trusting your friends.
Yeah, but then I solved it by learning my lesson.
There you go.
I should have told my two friends about each other immediately, instead of assuming they wouldn't get along.
Good job, Spike.
Is this another part of pony friendship? Telling each other what you learned all the time?
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Well, hey, if you don't share the lessons, how do you learn them?
As a show of unity, I present the Dragonfire Flame of Friendship to both Dragon Lord Ember and Thorax, leader of the Changeling Pack. May the flame
Nice.
of friendship burn for eternity.
Get them a couple copies of the Journal of Friendship while you're at it. Uh-oh. Aww.
You should have more things made of rocks.
Would that really help? We saw you obliterate rocks too. At least you didn't level any buildings, you know. Wow. This episode, man, this season is just off the charts awesome. Wow, so much in one episode, but it all worked. Oh. All right. Before I start rambling, as always, I'm gonna cut here. Come back with my thoughts on this, whenever that may be. If not tonight, tomorrow-ish probably. But yeah, stay tuned. Well, we got another Spike episode, and it's a good one. Just, you know, I've already seen some comments floating around on this episode. I've seen some people say that it's kind of cringy and whatever. Obviously, as I've said before, everyone is welcome to their own opinion. I personally did not find this episode really cringy at all, except maybe some of my own reactions to it. But no, in my opinion, this is a great Spike episode. Basically, since Gauntlet of Fire, we have not really had a poor performance from Spike. And this is coming from Josh Hamilton, one of the newest writers on the show. He wrote Parental Guidance as well this season. That and this episode, Triple Threat, are his two so far. And he's been doing a great job. Such a good episode. So much character growth on a lot of secondary characters. Some world building. A lot of meta stuff thrown in there. I mean, this is just flat out the best season. You can't beat it. It's already the best season ever, and we've still got a lot of season to go. So, wow, I can't wait to see what's coming next. But anyway, I got a lot of notes to get through here, and I'm gonna try and do this quickly so I don't take all night for you. I'm just gonna kind of touch on each of the characters here a little bit. Spike. What can I say? He's growing up, and in this episode, Spike is not just Twilight's assistant anymore. Spike is the one in charge of things here. I mean, he's got he's got apparently an official job title now, Equestrian Friendship Ambassador to the Dragons. I'm not sure if he got that back in Gauntlet of Fire or if that's a new thing just revealed here. I didn't take the time to look that up, but I love to see that he's embracing that. You know, I mean, this is actual like official duties and stuff, not just, you know, something that that he's trying to. In the past, it's like he tried to take on things that were too much for him. Here, it just didn't work very well. Here, it feels like he's has grown into this role, and you know, and him being great friends both with Ember and Thorax, it really feels like this is a very believable issue. It's not just a manufactured issue for him back like in Spike at Your Service, so to speak. So, no, I really liked the premise of this episode. It is very believable. It really felt like it fit in well. As it's just a great way to bring back both of those characters and have them interact and stuff. That's just a whole new angle I never would have thought of. And you know, and just in addition to being there, you know, handling the arrival of Ember, it looked like Spike was actually the one in charge of everything, like the decoration of the town, you know, the ice sculptures, the banners, the trumpeters. And, you know, whatever. I mean, it looked like Spike was just kind of running everything. And, in fact, Starlight mentioned with his checklist and stuff, he's been hanging around Twilight for too long. So, it's just great to see him really kind of, you know, taking steps forward in his own personal maturity here. Thorax, wow. This is a whole new side to Thorax that we have not gotten to see before. The whole problem with Thorax, it was too rushed. His character arc did not have enough time in Season 6 for us to really learn about the character. I mean, it's basically get introduced to him, and a few episodes later, boom, you know, epic season finale, transformation, he's the new leader of the Changelings. Okay, that was fast. I would have liked to know more about him. Well, here we got to see him more in a more natural manner, and it's funny, he's such a quirky guy. Oh, man. I just met Kyle Rideout at BronyCon last weekend, and, man, he's such a fun guy, and that's definitely reflected in this character. I mean, before Thorax, I mean, he was so nervous and so scared about the position that he was in and whatever. It was hard for him to kind of settle down. Now he still has this issue here where he's, you know, having trouble with some leadership stuff, but overall, he just feels a lot more confident about himself as an individual. And, I mean, just, you know, the way he was having fun around Ponyville and stuff around the castle was... Oh, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like a little kid, kind of, in some ways. It's fun. But, yeah, he definitely has this problem with projecting his authority, though. You know, he really kind of got thrust into this position of leadership without really, you know, asking for it or even being ready for it or anything, and I wasn't sure how he was going to be able to handle that. I am still a little disappointed that we have not yet seen the Changeling Kingdom as it exists today. I mean, all we got was that hypothetical scenario from Twilight back in Celestial Vice, episode 1 of the season, showing them in, like, the ruins of the former Changeling Hive and stuff. I'm hoping it's coming along better than that, but regardless, it makes sense that Thorax has been having some trouble, fitting into that role. So I can definitely see him needing some advice on that. Ember is kind of the polar opposite. Man, she got some major culture shock coming to Ponyville. All the colors and the hugs and everything. Yeah, she's polar opposite personality of Thorax. Very authoritative, very intimidating. I'm sure she's doing scared off the town's ponies a few times in here, a couple times at least. I would say she's probably leading the dragons very well, or at least she's in the old ways, of like fear and intimidation, and got to be tough to show that you're not to be messed with and whatever. That's the old way of doing things, and clearly she's handling that side well, but she has seen the value in friendship, and apparently she's been trying to help the rest of the dragons embrace that as well, and they've been trying, but their old nature is really hard to overcome. I mean, look at how long it took Fluttershy to overcome some of the shortcomings of her shy nature. You know, that's the same for him. Their aggressiveness isn't something that's going to go away overnight. So I can definitely see that being an issue that she would need some help with. You know, it's like, well, hey, I'm going to go to Ponyville, the, you know, grand central of all things friendship, to try and learn how to, you know, how to be more friendly and stuff, and take some of those lessons back to share with her subjects. So it really makes a lot of sense too. Twilight, you know, it was great seeing well, both Twilight and Starlight were in you know, good supporting roles in this, whereas Spike was the main character. I love when they play this role reversal stuff. It's so fun. And Twilight, for the I want to say first time. I'm not 100% sure it's the first time. You know, I'm sure there's been times before where she's, you know, been there to comfort Spike and whatever, but just from things that I can remember, this is the first time where we have really seen Twilight be like, you know, hey, you got this, Spike, you know, and just being there for him, giving him this positive encouragement and reinforcement that he needs to be able to handle this situation. You know, she could have stepped in and just kind of taken control of things and kind of shoved him to the side, but she didn't do that. She, you know, kind of allowed Spike to make his own mistakes and fix his own mess. So, you know, kind of like they had to do all these times. So I do kind of question a little bit why she didn't at least say something about the whole situation, but I'll come back to that in a little bit. Starlight herself, you know, again, kind of following from last episode, she's doing very good as a secondary support character. And yeah, she likes Ember. Surprise, surprise. As I mentioned earlier, Twilight kind of called that back in one of the hypothetical scenarios, and back in, again, Celestial Advice, beginning of the season. She thought that you know, Starlight and Ember might actually get along very well, but perhaps too well. And whatever. So it's fun to see them, you know, finally interact a little bit. The two of them didn't have too close interaction, aside from the issue with the pony names. But I could definitely see them potentially being friends too. You know, clearly Starlight and Thorax already were friends from back in season 6 and whatnot. But yeah, so just all around, you know, some continued or, you know, increased character growth on all these characters is so great to see them bring back so many characters and just make them all work together. As far as the lesson itself, I do have to say it feels like one of those situations that just really, really could have been avoided very easily. You know, I can kind of understand where he's coming from, though, too. You know, Spike has two different friends from very different sides of his life, kind of. You know, Thorax is a very close friend from, you know, the pony side of things, basically. You know, where Spike befriended him by applying some of the friendship lessons that he had learned alongside the main 6. Whereas with Ember, you know, that's from the dragon side of his life. You know, trying to, you know, address that side of himself. So, you know, again, the two are pretty polar opposites. So he was uncertain about how well they would actually interact with each other. And yeah, I can see that in you know, just like in our personal lives too. You know, you can have, well, you may have fans or friends in the fandom. You may have friends that are outside the fandom. The two don't really know about each other. And you just kind of might be scared of what would happen if the two met. Like, would they actually get along, or would it be war? You know, that is a legitimate concern. And here the stakes were actually higher because these aren't just, you know, opposite personalities. These are leaders of nations, where if those two get into a big disagreement over things, then things could escalate a little out of control potentially. So, I mean, you know, us looking at this from the outside, I think we can all see that, like, no, that really never would have happened. But from Spike's perspective, it would have been really hard for him to know that. You know, it's just like I said, two kind of different sides of his life that had never really crossed paths before, and he just wasn't sure what would happen. He just would rather avoid all that. So, you know, so I tried to keep them separated. And this, well, interestingly, Starlight kind of agreed with him on this. Twilight never really said that I heard that, like, whether or not this is a good idea. She just kind of went along with it at first. And I think she probably thought maybe it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But then when Spike ended up at the castle with Ember, when Thorax was already there, then things got awkward because he was supposed to keep her away from the castle. And yeah, Twilight kind of got sucked into things here. But well, it would have been nice to have Applejack around to, knock some sense into Spike in terms of, honesty. That's kind of really what this was about. If Spike had been honest about things up front and, apologized up front for the double booking and stuff, everything probably would have been fine. We'll never know for sure, of course. But again, like I said, I can at least understand why he made the decision that he did, even if I don't necessarily agree with the decision that he made. So, but, it was one of those things. Sometimes these lessons in life, we just have to make the mistakes and learn from them. That's the best way to learn sometimes. So, and like I said, I think it's actually very good that, to a degree at least, Twilight allowed him to, just kind of stayed on the sidelines and allowed him to make the mistake and deal with the issue. So, I think that just kind of speaks to her recognizing that he is growing up and he can handle more than he used to be able to. So, maybe I'm reading too much into that. I don't know, but I do personally like to see this continued growth in both of them. So, yeah. So the conflict obviously reached a head there, where they both discovered. Well, both Arx and Ember very much cared for Spike for different reasons, obviously, but different yet similar, I suppose. But then they had the altercation where they perceived each other as a threat to Spike's safety and started to go crazy. And, that speaks obviously well to how much they actually care about Spike. They both want to defend him. But then once they realized what was going on, both very much, and rightfully so, got mad at Spike for creating this whole fiasco. And I can kind of understand their position. Ember thought that Spike didn't think, that Spike thought she would be too intimidating and whatever to Thorax, and he thought that he was like too soft-hearted and whatever to be able to stand up to her and whatever. So those things, they aren't necessarily untrue, but it's one of those things. I think it's more of a recognition that they do have personality differences, and those differences don't always mesh well together. I don't think Spike thought any less of them because of those traits. He didn't mean those to be an insult, but it's just more of an observation of like, hey, these two might not mesh well. So it's unfortunate they took it personally like that, because I really don't believe that Spike meant it that way. But it all ended up well, because the two ended up having a little heart-to-heart talk on their own, and as I predicted, Ember did help Thorax out with his authority issues there. Well, not his authority issues. His issues being assertive in his authoritative position. And I didn't realize that the flip side was also going to be true, where he helped Ember kind of embrace her feelings a little bit. It's like, you got to talk about your feelings and your situation. You have to communicate regarding this stuff, or else you're, never going to be able to share in friendship stuff. So it was great that they figured that stuff out and became great friends in the process. And, of course, Spike was very sorry for all this. He apologized, and life is good again. So, maybe a little bit rushed of a resolution on that, but I think overall it went very well. I said it was all made sense, all believable, and I'm very curious here to know how this is going to affect their nations going forward. I said I would like to see a return trip to to the Dragonlands and to the Changeling Nation, just hey, see what's happening. But yeah, still nice to touch base on these topics regardless. So yeah, lesson. Just overall, honesty is the best policy. I guess just don't make wild assumptions about your friends. You know, if you're that good of friends, you should be able to handle your friends getting to know each other. So it's probably a pretty poor summary, but that's what I've got right now. So anyway, moving on to just a couple other topics here. Yeah, the cutie map. It's confirmed. It can call anyone it wants. It does not matter if you're an element of harmony. It does not matter if you're a pony. It doesn't matter if you have a cutie mark. All that stuff just went right out the window. I know there's been a lot of different opinions on the cutie map, and you know, some people are upset that it called Starlight. And even with that, I'm like, I've been wanting it to be able to call anyone. I've said that before. But at the same time, I'm also trying to debunk my own theory so I don't get my hopes up too much. I'm like, okay, Starlight, she could be the 7th element of harmony. She could be working towards that. She has had a connection to the map before. So, like, it was believable that she, had that connection for the map to call her without being an actual element. Now with calling Spike, I said, non-pony, different species, no cutie mark, definitely not an element of harmony. Yeah, he's been a long-time companion of Twilight, an element of harmony, but that's starting to be a pretty weak argument point there. So I'm of the opinion at this point that the map truly can call anyone it blame well pleases. And I am thrilled with that, because that means we can get a Cutie Mark Crusaders map episode, which, by the way, is pretty much the last thing on my wish list for this season that I have not gotten yet. I actually just went back and reviewed my wish list and trying to remember what all exactly I did have on there. And thus far the season, the season is just a little over half over, and it's already covered pretty much every single item on my wish list. Even the CMCs to a point, because I wanted them to get out of Equestria to help other ponies. Or, not out of Equestria, out of Ponyville into the greater reaches of Equestria to help other ponies, because there's only so many issues to be had in Ponyville. They already technically did do that back in Hard to Say Anything, because they went to Starlight's village and helped out Big Mac, Sugar Belle, Featherbangs, all that that situation there. So technically they did do that, but still, I think there's big things in store for them, and I feel like now the possibility is definitely open for the map to call them. And we know that they are going to be beside themselves if that happens, because they, just look how much Apple Bloom was just so in love with it, with how Applejack is getting called by the map and going off and doing this awesome friendship lesson stuff and whatever. I'm sure they'd love their own chance at that, so that could be fun, but. Yeah, I have to ask, though, is it even actually a cutie map anymore? Because Spike doesn't have a cutie mark. It just had a picture of his head on there with the spikes. So, is it the friendship map now? I get the feeling it's kind of starting to go beyond what the writers had originally intended it to be, but I still think that's a good thing. Just might need to change the terminology a little bit now or something. For lack of a better term, I'm going to call it the friendship map. But, yeah. Anyway, I'll let you guys, talk amongst yourselves to debate that one. The Changelings. Another big bombshell confirmation here. There are still rogue Changelings out there. That has always been strongly theorized since the Season 6 finale, because of the fact that there is... the changelings that were not at the Hive, like the ones that had replaced the main 6 in Ponyville and Caden's Shining Armor and the Crystal Empire and whatever, they were still out there and probably didn't transform along with the rest of them. That's now been confirmed. And Thorax is trying to get them to come over to the light side, but they're kind of balking a little bit at that. The question is, are they still in league with Chrysalis or not? That's uncertain. My first thought was that, they must not be. But they could still be. Who knows what they're up to. They obviously have been known to be devious, so hard to say at this point. But yeah, another interesting little tidbit. They have been doing this, feeding off the love of others for hundreds of years. We've never had a specific time frame for the history of the Changelings. that gives us now something to work with. It's been a long time that they've been around doing this. Don't know how long Chrysalis has been around as part of that, but just an interesting tidbit. Also, Thorax was mentioning a brother of his. I can't help but think that might be going to be relevant at some point in the future here. We'll just have to see where that goes. But, yeah, as far as the allies, this is the first, like, real serious piece of world building it feels like we've had kind of in this season. This season is focused very, very heavily on character development and families and things like that. Not a whole lot of world building, but we did just have Pinky back in Not Asking for Trouble, improving relations with the X. Now here we've got the dragons and the changelings having met and become friends. At least their leadership has met and become friends now. So kind of improving the relations there. Additionally, that ice sculpture at the end, I noticed it had been modified to, originally it was just Ember. Now it was Ember and Thorax, and also Twilight was in that statue. So I'm like, don't know how relevant that is to any of this stuff, but it still feels like there's just all these little things keep adding up, keep building to something that's going to be coming up. Hopefully the season finale here. Or maybe they're going to stretch it out even further into Season 8. Who knows? But I expect to see something come out of all this. This can't all be just for coincidence. Speaking of building things up, yet another Derpy cameo in this one. Poor Derpy getting her muffins stolen and ground into a wall. But again, the number of cameos with her is really increasing, and I'm really suspicious that we might be getting an episode with her as a character of focus at some point. If they go the direction I really want them to do, that is going to be one of the biggest Bombshell episodes ever in this series. And that's saying something considering how many Bombshell episodes we've had this season. So, and yeah, just the last time I had here, the meta stuff in this episode, the pony names, it's all lots of lights and sparkly things, and it's like you're both purple ponies with purple hair, similar cutie marks. This has been the butt of so many jokes in the memes and fan comics and everything in this fandom. I mean, we've been poking fun at this for forever now, like years now, and it's so fun to see the writers have fun with that in the actual show. That was great use of Ember for that, by the way, too. I mean, you really need a character that's kind of like an outsider to that society to actually come along and say something like that. And, I mean, Thorax never would have said anything like that. He's too polite for that. So the kind of rough and brash Ember had the guts to actually say something like that. That was great. Oh, by the way, I hope she doesn't go back home and start smearing food all over the walls. That just... But anyway, that's all I had to say in this one. Don't need to really dig any deeper on this stuff. Just all around great episode, great character interactions. There's so many new ones to have fun with here. I'm sure there's going to be tons of fan art and whatever to come out of this. So yeah, I just can't wait to see what we've got in store coming next. So, I'll wrap this up. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I will catch you again soon with more content. Catch you later.